I guess there really is one place to start. There's 3 AFC East teams in this group. The highest one is not the New England Patriots. It's the Miami Dolphins. And then it's the New York Jets. And then it's the New England Patriots. Aaron, go in on the Pats.
Yeah, I don't know how much more I can stress this. That the New England Patriots are consistently living off of past success. And I know everybody said this. Oh, are you joking? I'm going to say it again. I'm not joking. The New England Patriots, yes, they made the playoffs last year. Nobody's debating that. But what everybody fails to realize is what has happened this offseason. Every single team in the AFC has gotten better. Guess except for the New England Patriots. Every single one of them. You go look at all the teams in the AFC, they've all gotten better except for the New England Patriots and perhaps the other team we're going to talk about in the Tennessee Titans. You can't sit here and continue to say, oh, because we've done it for 25 years, we're always going to be that team. Because if that was the case, then as a Dallas Cowboys fan, I would have been saying that throughout the entire 2000s, the 2010s, and now 2020, because we were so good in the 90s. At some point, I've already said this about Bill Belichek, they have to look at the roster. This is a roster of not very good football players, NFL standard football players. They got old on defense. They're trying to kind of bring in guys, recycle players they've already had. Offensively, they don't have the weapons. The offensive line, they gave up pieces. This is a team that is devoid of weapons and a void of talent compared to everybody else in the AFC. If you put them in the NFC, we might be having a different conversation here. But guess what? They don't get to play but 4 NFC teams or 5 NFC teams. The rest of their games are AFC opponents, and they've all gotten better.
And the thing is here, and we just had the Chicago Bears at 32, and we talked about how they didn't move the needle. They lost pieces, and they did not move the needle up to replace those pieces or get better in any way, shape, or form. The New England Patriots, and this is where I know people are going to be on us about why we're disrespecting the New England Patriots. You still have Bill Belichick. You still have, I guess, you still have Mac Jones. You still have a core there. But the thing is if they didn't have those pieces, we are giving them their respect. If they didn't have those pieces, they'd be close to where the Chicago Bears are at 32. Because look at it. On paper, this offseason, the needle did not move for New England. They're getting passed by everybody else ahead of them on our list that we have. They're getting passed by the New York Jets. They're getting passed by the Tennessee Titans. They're getting passed by even the Titans, who are a team that we talk about, who we're going to get into in just a second. They are still somewhat pushing the needle forward. They lost AJ Brown, but they still try to push that needle forward with a Treylon Burks, drafting him and the rest of the draft that they had. New England just loses pieces, including a JC Jackson or even a Kyle Van Noy, and they're not really moving the needle to help. And that's why we have them here. People can be mad at us all they want, but it's just plain and simple. The New England Patriots are not moving the needle forward. We're giving them the respect. We're respecting what Bill Belichick does. We're respecting the history of the New England Patriots of being a good team and putting them right there at that spot, but nowhere forward, because they have not moved the needle to make us push them forward.
We talked about the offseason New England had last year, right? Everybody was so excited because they spent the most money they had spent forever, bringing in Nelson Aguilar, Kendrick Bourne, Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith. They made all these moves last offseason, and everybody was excited. They go on a run in the middle of the season. They end up going 10-7 and make the playoffs, and then get absolutely destroyed by a real team, by a team that belonged there when the Patriots really didn't belong there. And this year, we're getting all this shit from fans because we're down on the Patriots, and they did less than they did last year. They actually lost more pieces than they gained last year, and you're more excited about them. Yes,
more important. Exactly, you lost the best cornerback arguably the best cornerback in the NFL. Like that's
I don't get it. Like, I know Patriot fans have a history, and they're just going to point to we got 6 rings, whatever. That's great. I've been there. I've been a Cowboy fan. Don't hate on the 5 rings. Like, I've been that fan. You have to look at the roster for what it is, and then look at the competition in the AFC, specifically the AFC East. Buffalo, they're 10 times better than New England. Yeah. New England's not going to compete for the division title. And then we talk about the improvements of a Miami getting Tyreek Hill, and now the Jets who've getting young talent. And I'm not saying the Jets are going to come be some world beaters, but it's just more that New England has to deal with. And then the rest of the AFC is so competitive. The fans just need to be realistic. They could win some games because Belichek is going to have them competitive. That's what he's so great at. Yeah. They will be competitive. They will win some games, but they are not a contender. Let's make that very clear. They are not a contender. That's why we have them where we have them.
Exactly. We're showing the respect that they deserve. Sorry, Patriots fans.